What's up, everyone? It's Thomas with Keller Williams here in St. Augustine, and today we're going to go over everything that's going on here in Jacksonville, St. Augustine, and Palm Coast. I have the stats for you. I'm also going to look at some of the developments that have happened in the area over the past couple weeks since we've last talked. I'm going to touch a little bit on St. Augustine, but I'm also going to focus on Jacksonville and Palm Coast today. So yeah, and if we have any questions, I'm also going to cover those. I'm going to try and cover them at the end. And if you are tuning in with us today, go ahead and let us know where you're coming from. I'd love to be able to know that. So wherever you're watching from, just let us know in the comments where you're from. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them below as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll hop in after we get just started here. We're going to look at the market stats from the past month. So I'm going to hop on and I'm going to share my screen here. Give me 1 second. Oops, sorry. And there we go. Sorry. Takes a little bit of time. Share the entire screen. Boom. All right, there we go. Okay, so just wanted to go over, a couple of things here in our market. As of right now, if I were to go to the regular quick search here, you'll see, and this is the Northeastern Florida Association of Realtors, you'll see we have less than 2,000 homes on the market. Compare that to, a month or two ago, it's probably around 2,200, 2,300. And then compare that to several years ago, 3 years ago, before the COVID pandemic, we had about 7,000 homes on the Northeastern Florida Association of Realtors. You can see on the left here, I do have other associations linked up to my database. So there are more homes that will show in the info that we go over on the market stats, but that's just here in so you have an idea here in our Northeastern Florida area. Now, the main thing that you want to look at is the inventory over here. So you can see it's a lot more than I was saying. There's 2,000 there. But the new listings here, we have 2,940. And the active listings, we have, here. Yeah, okay. So the active listings there, we have 3,435. That's across all of those MLSs that are listed there. So we don't have a lot of inventory in our current market, and new construction is going to be the majority of that inventory. You can see that it's consistently going down. You can see our days on market. So when you get into the winter months, sometimes things sit a little bit longer, but we stayed really, really strong. I mean, back in 3 years ago, days on market is probably around like 90 days. We're at 36.1 days. So that means that the best homes are flying off the shelf. You might have a couple days to look at it, and they're doing highest and best within, 3 to 5 days of coming onto the market. And then this is a really important thing, absorption rate for residential real estate. So you can already tell we're in a seller's market. Really, anything under 6 months is a seller's market. And you can see right here, we're just above a month. So that means that all the homes that we have on the market today, which is that 3,000 homes, 3,435. They're saying that if we didn't put any more homes back on the market, that is going to go, every home will be sold in a month. So that's really something to look at. Things are moving very quickly here, and there's a lot of people relocating here. So when you are looking at putting in offers in a property, you want to make sure you're coming in pretty strong. So I'm going to go over here. It looks like I have a couple comments here. Okay, it looks like we got PC, Paula from Massachusetts. I just saw someone today with a truck, and on the back of it, it said Masshole. And I was like, man, it's got to be like one of the only places where it's just like, yeah, I'm super proud to be an asshole. But I mean, I've met super nice people from Massachusetts as well. It's just one of those funny things, man, a whole bumper sticker just devoted to that. I thought that was pretty great. It looks like we got someone here from Chicago here too. Okay, Kim, very nice to have you. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, well, hey, no questions. I'll head on to the next topic I have here, which is going to be, this is one thing that it's kind of funny, but this may be one of the reasons you don't want to move to Florida. An alligator, when it was being relocated by the alligator farm, got out. This is on A1A. This is like the main street in A1A. So it's just nuts how this is happening right now. I mean, they obviously apparently broke a back window in a van and got out, but they took care of it. They got it back locked up in the zoo. Thank God, that was right in front of the zoo. But that's just a little funny one there. This is a big thing. We talked about this a little bit ago on St. Augustine, how they're trying to redevelop St. Augustine so that's more friendly for traffic, mostly people that are going to be on foot and on bike. So they have a couple artist renderings of what they're thinking along San Marco and Magnolia Avenue, which is that, beautiful Instagrammable spot in St. Augustine, to kind of increase the foot traffic and make it a little bit safer for people that are riding their bikes, and kind of adding like it seems that what they want to do long term is add a like green trail that you can ride your bike around St. Augustine, or maybe bring your kids and walk the path around the waterfront. I think that's the long term goal, but they say this is all going to happen by 2040, so pretty long term in the plan. And it looks like they started it in 2007, so they added the parking garage downtown, which is a great addition because we need as much parking as we can. But you can see that the kind of routes here that they have in mind, which I'm really for, because we don't have a large park system here in St. Johns County that I'm aware of, at least. I mean, we do have some state parks, of course, but nothing like, a Central Park or a Prospect Park from New York City, if you're familiar with those. Or we have like a large sprawling open space just designated for foot and bike traffic and, people just being outside. So that is something that I'm pretty interested to see how they do that and how it changes the traffic downtown. Because I think eventually you will not be able to, if this growth continues, you will not be able to drive downtown. They'll probably just cut it off to where like there will be transportation hubs to where you take a trolley, or maybe you ride your bike or you walk very easily, something to get you around town easier than just driving and parking and congesting downtown area. Okay, and the next one we have here, once again, we did talk about St. Augustine before, but St. Augustine residents push back against development proposals on Anastasia Island. I don't know what this photo is. This is actually the outlet. This is not the outlet mall. This is a Ponce de Leon mall, which a recent church just purchased the whole thing, but it has nothing to do with the story. I've read it a couple times trying to figure it out. But right here, they're talking about building affordable housing off of Fish Island Road. And there's a couple residents who feel that the island's too congested and that affordable housing shouldn't go here. Me just looking at it, honestly, the article kind of reads like not in my backyard type of situation. They say here we deal with traffic, noise pollution. We hear sirens all day long. There's actually a difference in air quality. I mean, I just don't see it. I'm sorry. Like, I don't live there right now, of course, but I mean, I think that's a little bit of a stretch. And then here's the other thing. It's just that this is not the right location. It doesn't make sense to bring people over the bridge into a crowded island, particularly when city-owned land on Holmes Boulevard is a much more amenable site. I'm not sure why that site, and that's a lot more industrial off of Holmes Boulevard. I'm not sure why they think that's more of an amenable site. 207, they are building a lot of residences there. So yeah, I could see that. But this just kind of seems like I know this neighborhood here. So like this is 312. That's the 312 bridge. This is actually Dreamfinders Antigua, which is a new construction community, and they have lots on the water with dock rights. That's the only things they have left in there. Then they have a high-end apartment community over here and a boat marina. Now, this area right here is the property they're talking about in particular. And, it kind of sounds like they just don't want affordable housing or a condo community, a multifamily community in the backyard of your single family brand new development. That's kind of what it sounds like to me. I think it would be a great location for some affordable housing, some more condo units, because we need more housing options here in St. Johns County in general and in St. Augustine. And I just pulled it up here on the map as well, just so you can kind of get an idea. This is everything I was just talking about, but this is A1A right here as well. So just so you have a good idea of where this is at. Let me hop back here, see if I have any comments. Okay, look. I'm glad you found that funny, PC. I mean, that could have literally gone any way. You could have just been like, I'm getting off your live stream right now. So I thought it was hilarious, but that's a big thing too. People talk about all the people moving from the northern states as being rude or something like that. And I think they're just more direct, and down in the South, I think it's like, oh, if you're saying someone like, oh, you're an idiot, you say, oh, bless your heart, whereas like up north, you're just like, what's wrong with you, buddy? Like, you an idiot? What's going on? Kim, what's up? How you doing? Thank you for joining us on the live stream today. Any questions? I'm not sure if you heard me before. Go ahead and leave them below. I'd love to help out. And then also, still, once again, if you are here, just go ahead and let me know where you're from. Love to know. So we're going to go back to important news. I'm sorry, I'm new to this banner thing, trying to figure it out. We're going to head over to Jacksonville. So Jacksonville is a city north of St. Augustine. It's a large metropolitan area. So it is it's developing like crazy right now. Just like St. Augustine, we've seen a 40% increase since COVID. Jacksonville is seeing a 40% increase as well. And a lot of money is moving into Jacksonville. So they have this one article here. Am I sharing my screen here? Yes, I am. Okay. Let me just double check that I'm doing this correctly. Here we go. That's what I want to do. Okay. I'll go back over here. So the top 10 places to watch in 2022. This is going to be a couple of different, 10 places, obviously, but it's going to go over residential and commercial and just developments in the area. E-Town is a huge developing neighborhood in the southern end of Jacksonville, just north of Nocatee. If you're familiar with my videos, then I've talked about that before. So they're planning to build a whole bunch of stuff out there. That whole North St. John's area, South Duval County, Jacksonville, is developing with a ton of homes because there's a ton of open land in that area. So everything right around there is brand new. San Marco is actually a really cute area where they have a lot of walkability. I really, really like it. It's on Riverside. So I can show you here on the map too, just so you can know. Oh no. Really? The worst. All right. There we go. So I'll leave this map up here so I can reference it, but that's San Marco there. E-Town is more in this area over here. Yep. No, in this area right here. Sorry. Let's go back here. Wildlight. That's actually not in Jacksonville at all. That's north of Jacksonville in Nassau County. They got 2,900 acres that they're planning to build. Wildlight is a community that they have in a couple different places, but they're going to be building commercial property in there as well. Through December 20, there were 122 new homes sold in Wildlight, leaving fewer than 150 in the inventory. And in that neighborhood, I think they're starting around 400. It's a little further than I like to drive, but it's definitely a great deal. Here, and this is something that's really, really important, the Cecil Airport and Spaceport. In October, Boeing Global Services and the Jacksonville Aviation Authority broke ground on 116,370,000 square foot maintenance facility scheduled to open in 2023. This is going to provide 4,000 new jobs over the next 10 years. That's going to be a Boeing facility. They're going to be making planes there. They're going to be making some really crazy stuff over there. And it's actually one of the first digitally enabled maintenance and overhaul facilities for U.S. military aircraft. So that's cutting edge technology, probably going to bring tech jobs as well as mechanical jobs. So that's a great thing to see. Development of Skinner Pines, 1,600 single family homes by ICI and David Weekley. Brooklyn, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and it's nothing like it, obviously, but this is like a downtown section. And I can pull that up on the map as well. But They have a couple high rises. It's a really new and developing area down there. So really nice stuff down there. And looks like they're putting a high rise there. Downtown North Core. So I'm going to cover a good bit of this, but 4 development groups have a combined $233 million in project investments in downtown's North Core. So I'll hop back on the map here. So downtown here, this is where Brooklyn is in this area. Let's see if I can zoom in here. It'll pop up. So Brooklyn's right here. So this is all going to be the North Bank, right? This is going to be the South Bank. We'll be referencing that when we go back to the article there. But this is all going to be like the North downtown section. So this whole area is really the heart of downtown Jacksonville, and it's been waiting to be redeveloped for years. Everyone's waiting on it to turn that corner. And I mean, really seriously, the main restaurant down there at the landing in Jacksonville for the longest time was a Hooters. So just to give you an idea, it's really come a long way. And there's no longer a Hooters there anymore, unfortunately, but there's other things down there now that are changing. So it's a good thing to see what's going on in the area. And they've been waiting for that to happen. So I'm going to dive more into that in a second. And like we talked about, Northern St. Johns County, I've already covered this, the #1 place to live in Florida. Just got to listen to me, guys, I'm telling you. And here, downtown core and North Bank. So the downtown North Bank is expected to have more than $1.2 billion in public and private sector developments break ground or near completion in 2022, stretching from the sports and entertainment district to Brooklyn. So that's a massive amount of stuff. So like that's all this area here. They're going to put $1 billion into it. So they're building another training facility for the Jaguars over here. And they're putting a whole bunch of other things down here. So let's see, it might be and downtown South Bank, as we mentioned before, doing the same exact thing. Maybe not as much, but River's Edge planned for 950 residential units. That's a whole bunch of property right there. And look, boat access and everything. You kidding me? That's amazing. You'd be able to go out in your boat. You'd be able to go out downtown, get a drink, or go to a restaurant. Maybe go see a show, go to the Jags game, all right there. Maybe go just sit on your boat, watch a Jags game on your TV, and just hear the crowd. It's a great way to live. I can't say it's not. All right, so that's the end of that one. This is one I want to touch on as well because Elon Musk seems to be running the entire world, but looks like Tesla is coming. They already had a sales center in Town Center, but they've since moved, and this is going to be a sales center, delivery, and service center. So that's something going to bring more jobs. 6.3 million service center. That's amazing. That's so much money. And then here, this is another thing that's being approved: 1 acre private development at Riverfront Plaza. This is non-existent. This is an artist rendering that shows a potential of what they might make downtown. It's actually become a meme on social media because no one knows what it says. I think it's supposed to say Jax, but if you catch it at a different angle, it looks like LERP. So it's just become like a big funny thing that everyone makes fun of. Another apartment community coming, 340 units coming to downtown. And they're looking to obviously add tax incentives for people to come and develop. So that's super important. And another one, Riverfront, 250 million redevelopment. So this is actually an Atlanta-based developer, and he's going to be demolishing the old Florida Times Union building to be able to do this. He's got some massive plans. This looks like it's, all the artist renderings look great, but I feel like in real life they look even better. And this is something like a lot of these places, like the live, work, urban spaces, are completely new to this area. So really interesting to see when it comes around. Let's see, he has a good rendering of the overall thing. Yeah, there we go. And then just to give you an idea, this is the Acosta Bridge here. Okay. All right, let me hop back over here. Let's see, do we have any comments? We got 6 comments. Holy Hannah. Okay. Are you sharing? I don't see pics or articles. We are direct and rude sometimes. Yes, we can see now. Thank you. Okay. Is there a builder you recommend? There are so many. Yes. So it really depends on your question and what your goals are. Are you looking to build within a certain community? Are you looking to build a custom home? I can give you a couple suggestions for both, but at the end of the day, you got to do your own research, honestly. And all the research right now is pretty much saying, because everyone that's going to build a house right now, they have to deal with the supply chain woes that we have. So you have a deadline of maybe 6 months, you want to move into your house. That's what they're telling you. But in reality, windows could be taking 2 months to get put in. And when you can't put windows in, then you can't start on drywall, and then you can't start on everything else that has to acclimate to the inside of the envelope of the house with air conditioning and heating. So it's caused a whole bunch of problems in terms of the timeline of everything. But in terms of a specific builder, they're all having problems. Custom builds, if that's going to be a different story, a different price point altogether. If you already own the land, if you don't own the land, there's a lot of different questions within there that are, if you want to reach out to me directly, I can kind of walk you through it. If you, just send me a DM or send me a text message or an email, I can help you out on that. Okay. Oh, you got Seven Pines on your list. So Seven Pines, which we just covered, was on Kim's list. Great. Well, boom, you're already ahead of the curve. I just read about that today. So boom, you're on it. So the next step, we are going over to the south of St. Augustine. This is going to be Palm Coast. So Flagler County, we're in St. Johns County here in St. Augustine. Jacksonville is going to be Duval County. That's north of us. And south of us, that's going to be Flagler County, which is where we're going to talk about Palm Coast here. So I'm going to go back to share my screen. Let's see here. Okay, so I've talked about this community in a previous video, Hammock Beach, and this is one of the more expensive sales of condos in Flagler County, and you get right on the beach, which is great. So I went ahead and I just actually pulled up the listing so we could take a look at the photos real quick, just so you get an idea. It's a 1,600 square foot condo, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. It's in Hammock Beach. It's a beautiful community right on the ocean. You have the Hammock Beach Club too. You have golfing there. Pretty much anything. Spa services. It's centrally located to Flagler Beach too. So beautiful, beautiful. Love this community. Lazy River over there. But yeah, it's a nice little spot, Almost ocean views from every room, that's not too bad to complain about. I mean, come on, why take a picture of that? Like, what are you doing? Come on. But yeah, it's a beautiful, look at that. Look, you're right there. You can walk to the beach, go play some golf if you want to, go hang out in the pool. They got a spa right in the bottom of this. They got a fitness center right in the bottom of that. Pretty much anything you can think of, you're going to find pretty close. They have single family homes in here as well, as you can see right here, that have access to these things too. So we'll head on to the next story now. Boom. Council approves 246 unit high-end apartment community on Old Kings Road. They're actually trying to target retirees. So it looks like they're building 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms all across here. But 246 units, they definitely need some more condos and more affordable condos in Palm Coast, because that landscape is changing a lot. And we're going to dive more into that in the next article here too, because they just have so many people moving there that are being relocated, not even from, the northern states as well, but everyone that I know, at least in my age group that lives here in St. Augustine, they're like, you know what, the prices here comparatively to Palm Coast, I think I'd rather go down to Palm Coast, get a little bit more bang for my buck, more house, a little bit more land. So it's become a different town, and they're having to change pretty drastically here. But yeah, so that's going to go off Old Kings Road. So that's actually going to be on the east side of 95. Okay, we did Jacksonville, of course. So it's proposed for, it said north of 100. So I imagine it's going to be in this little pocket over here. But yeah, so that's actually a pretty quiet 2-lane road right over there, and then you have 100 to take you right over to the beach. So if you watch my videos before on Palm Coast and kind of the chokeholds, if you're not living over on the east side of 95, is it kind of makes it a little tough to get to the beach because you either have 100 right here, or you have Palm Coast Parkway over here, which goes over to Hammock Beach. So that comes over here, and then Hammock Beach Club, literally what we were just looking at, the condos right there. So that's kind of the choking point there, where it's like, if you live over here, or over here, then you gotta drive over there. There's just, you gotta make your way down here to go over here. It's just it takes you a little bit longer to get to the beach. But yeah, so that location being right there north of 100, you get to Flagler Beach and no problem, which is a great location. And then also they got the airport. It's an executive airport, but that's right here too. So great option for sure. And you see, they are trying to change things in Palm Coast, trying to keep up. They have streetlights coming in, new neighborhood signs. They wanted to change it because it's kind of, I guess what they're kind of looking at is to make it more artsy, make it more fun and attractive. As of right now, it's kind of plain, just like a white and blue. So yeah, those things are happening. Palm Coast Mayor and Council. This is a joke one I wanted to put on here because this is an absolute joke. Palm Coast Mayor and Council call for 365% pay increase for themselves, $44,000 a year. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot of money. I totally understand that. But, I mean, if they're going to vote for themselves to get a 365% pay increase for themselves, I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. That just seems like a lot. I don't know. Maybe they're justified in it. I don't know how much work they're doing, but I mean, 365%. That's makes you wonder what they were getting paid before. True. So I mean, if they're getting paid pennies before, then maybe good for them, and it was well needed. Maybe this is years past due. But reading it off the rip, that was my first thought. Palm Coast approves creation of 2 new community development districts. I've heard also, a couple of different builders are going down there. So they have 2 different ones coming in, which is, let's see, they have a good one here. Yes, they have Palm Coast 145, which is coming off of Highway 1 here. And they also have Seminole Palms, which is off of Seminole Woods. And this is 100. We were just looking at that, and that's the Flagler County Executive Airport there. So looking to build some more things in there. Community Development District is is a way for developers to pass off the cost of putting in lights and sewers and all that onto the future homeowners of the property. And they put that into a bond that you pay for the rest of the time that you live in the home, for the most part. The best way to think of it is that it's another HOA. So in monthly obligation, just as long as you're in that $200 to $400 range, that's what you got to think of it as a monthly obligation, because it's very similar to an HOA. This is something that's very, very big. They're bringing fiber optic internet to Palm Coast. I know that's something that a lot of people in Palm Coast need, which is better and more high-speed internet. As of right now, it's probably just working up all the old cables where you got to share internet with everyone. And, if there's peak hours, it's really, really slow. So this is going to be giving people dedicated fiber optic internet, which is really, really fast. The guy's putting $50 million into Palm Coast. So that is a significant amount of money. And this is also, I always find this funny, 3 million linear feet of fiber throughout the city. It makes you, I just wish they would put that in terms of homes. Like, how many homes is that? Because that's really important, not how many feet is actually out there. But it is what it is. Okay, and actually that is my last one there. So if you guys, I'll read over the questions here. And see if there's any others. If you do have any additional questions, go ahead and leave them below, and I'll go ahead and comment on them. But after that, it's probably going to be it. I'm going to call it a night. But let's see here. I just started. I love St Augustine, but think Palm Coast. So PC said, I just started researching Palm Coast. I love St Augustine, but Palm Coast would be more in my price range. So yeah, that's definitely a good possibility for you, depending on what your price range is and what you're looking for. But it is a little bit more affordable down there. You get a little bit more bang for your buck, especially if you're going new construction these days. So that's a good option to go down there. And Palm Coast is changing. So there, if you are thinking about Palm Coast, definitely research it. Ask me if you have any questions. I do have a video on Palm Coast too, which you can check out. But they're essentially like a giant HOA. So you just have to be okay with that. And it does have its downsides, but really it's more important of who your neighbors are. I know that's a hard thing to know before you buy a home, but they're really going to be the code enforcement of Palm Coast. So if you're not cutting your grass, if you have a boat that you put in your backyard and you can kind of see it from the street, your neighbors are going to be the driving factor if you're going to get caught on that or not. So that's going to be something that you want to make sure that you're checking out. And with the neighbors, it's like maybe you just knock on their doors if you are interested in one property and be like, hey, so I'm looking to do this. Do you care? That's probably the best way to go. Let me see here. Okay, great. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you have any other questions, I'm going to be here every 2 weeks. I'm trying to make it twice a month. So any other questions, just go ahead and let me know. And yeah, I'm here to help. So if you have any questions, call, text, email. I'll, it's in the description below. Or if you want to do a Calendly appointment, I'm open for that as well. I've already set time schedule for you. If you want to go, just look at the link below and we'll set you up. Okay. Awesome, guys. Well, hey, have a great night. Thank you so much. Oh man, I'm the worst. I'm sorry. I don't even know how to figure this out yet.